All right, the bike's warming up and I got my quarters.
Ready? Set.
Do we dare go that way?
It's just too pretty not to go this way. Welcome back, viewers. This is Mike with Ace Cafe Bikes on board the 1980 GS850. This is Ace Cafe Bikes. I join you this morning on a beautiful Saturday morning for me. And unfortunately, we're heading east right into the sun. I postponed this trip a little bit today because when I woke up it was only 52. Unbelievable. 52 degrees. I think we're just about to 60 now, and it's almost, I don't know, almost 9 o'clock. But I thought, I've been thinking of doing this ride for a while, and I think we got the GS in proper form where we can make this trip. No, this isn't the big river run yet, but we'll get there to do that one. That one is, I'm really looking forward to do that as well. But we have a destination in mind, and we got a lot of stuff to cover before we get there. So yeah, one of the things that I'm really upset about was missing last week's Motovlog with all that rain. I mean, and we really needed the rain, but it was a bit upsetting because that was a pretty big week. Chase turned 10, and that's a pretty big accomplishment for a little guy, you know, leaving those single digits behind, double digits down for the rest of his life. So that was pretty exciting. So we're going to cut to some footage of this place that we went. I did make it up there and got a little bit of footage with no one there, and then when we were there. So hopefully this cuts well together and it looks good. I haven't edited this yet, so if it sucks, we'll just do when we were there. But this place is pretty cool. It's a little church out in the middle of the country, and they do wood fire pizza and live music on Wednesday nights in the summertime for a fundraiser for their church and charities. And it is spectacular. I mean, the pizza's good, the camaraderie and the community support is great, and the bands usually are pretty good. We had never heard either of these bands. One was kind of more of a country rock band, the other one is more of the 80s band, and boy, that 80s band absolutely killed it. I wish I had more footage of those guys singing, but you just have to take my word for it. They just hit every hit after hit after hit, just nailed it, and it was really, really good. Brought back all the words of the songs almost immediately. It's kind of funny how that happens when you haven't heard a song for a long time, and then it's just boom, like you heard it on the radio yesterday. So that was a lot of fun. The other thing we have to go back to is we had those family visitors from West Virginia, and they are a hilarious couple of girls to hang out with, and this was no different. We haven't seen them for quite a while, and we just picked up right like with that music scenario again. It's funny how that happens when you don't see someone, or you can just pick things right up like you had spoke to them a few days ago. That was really fun. Spent some good time with those guys, played some games, did some goofy stuff, and we made it up to the river. We contemplated back and forth, should we go or not, several times, and then we just more weight on let's just go, and if we get there and if it's cold we won't go out, or if we get there and if it's warm we're gonna have a great time. And we figured we would regret not going more than risking the drive and being cold, so that's what we did, and it was a beautiful day up there. with the exception of the smoke. The smoke kind of hindered our view a bit, but it kind of made it mysterious. Because there's a spot in the Mississippi where it opens up into a lake, and so it got really wide. It gets like maybe 2.5 miles wide, and you couldn't see across it anymore because of the smoke. So that was kind of cool, mysterious. Yeah. So the other thing I had planned for that motor vlog was the other night I was mowing the lawn, and we have deer come in our place all the time, and this was no different. They kind of snuck up on me, and just on the edge of the woods, and they kind of hung out there for quite a while. So I stopped and I looked at them, and she looked at me, and then she went back to eating, and so I went back to mowing. So this went on for quite a while, and they just kind of walked their way down the woods, same as I was mowing. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna hang out this long, we're gonna have to get a picture of you guys. So I got my phone out and captured this scene real quick. It's just, I think they're so pretty in the summertime. Their coats are so shiny. They look really good against the green of the woods. And in the wintertime, they look really healthy because they're so much thicker. The coats are thick. And in the wintertime, they seem to hang around our place a little more because we feed them every day, and sometimes they'll take naps right in our yard, which is pretty cool. They kind of run around, make a hole in the snow, and lay down in the snow for a few hours in the sunshine. That's really kind of neat. That pretty much wraps up what I wanted to talk about before. And we are getting closer to our destination. Not quite there yet, but I'm gonna have to pull off here and get some gas. So we're gonna pick this up here in a few. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. All right, now that we're all topped off, back to the action. This ride today is a little bit further than I've gone ever on the GS850. So it's pretty exciting to kind of make it out and do this trip. She sounded really well. Haven't had any cough or sputters, so that's encouraging. And I'm really enjoying this ride. I think that's the whole point, right? It's kind of fun to bring you guys along and have a little chat, but it doesn't need to be work. I watched the guy, I just started following him. It's pretty good, and I really enjoy his commentary. And he had a joke, I think, about going out and riding for pleasure this weekend. Well, anytime you get out and ride, it's kind of good. And yeah, I can see the point. When I was younger, I didn't ever wear a helmet because I thought it reduced my peripheral vision, and it severely reduced what you could hear around you. But as I'm older, I need to wear a helmet with a shield because my eyes can't handle the pressure anymore. They just water. So not only is it safer for that aspect, but clearly it's safer to wear a helmet. But not always do I want to wear a helmet. Like later on today, I'll need to run into our town that's not too far from us just to get a couple of things, and it's kind of nice to feel that air blow through your hair and what little hair I have left, but it's kind of nice. Kind of see what you can see and hear what you can hear. And but yeah, I think anytime you get out like that guy, looks like he's gonna have a great day out on his bike. Non-helmet man. And I don't think that's a thing to be tough about. You know, I think wearing a helmet doesn't necessarily have to be cool or not cool, but it's definitely a smart thing to do. And I would definitely encourage anyone who's thinking if they should or not. They definitely should. Well, we're heading up there, and this destination, we've talked about this before, and I thought that it'd be pretty cool to ride up here today. It's a gas station just in the middle of nowhere, and you know, I guess I could have gotten gas there, but I kind of am particular about where I get gas, and especially when you get low quantity of gas. There's a gas station right there in our town, which is great. You know, Casey's is a pretty good gas station, but they only have a single pump for all of their brands, or all the quality of grades of gas. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me when, for me, I'm going to put maybe 2.5 gallons into this tank. And I select that I want to use premium gas. Well, how much premium gas am I actually getting? You know, am I getting remnants of, you know, 87 for 3/4 of what I want because it takes that long to clear the line? I don't know. Maybe it's just me being silly. It's not about the money. It's about the quality of the gas that I wanted, right? If I was going to put premium in my car and it's going to take 15 gallons to fill it up, yeah, sure. You're probably not going to notice that the degrading of gas in your vehicle. When you're filling up the lawnmower gas tanks, or you're putting gas in your motorcycle with small gas tanks, I just think it's really important to use a gas station that has dedicated lines to their grades of gas. And so that's my main reason why I prefer going to where we have in our local area here is Quick Trip. But nonetheless, it's just on a personal preference. But I've been watching a lot of motor vlogs as of late. Not necessarily to hone in my skills, because that's one of the things that I don't want to have happen. I don't want to start copying what someone else is doing. I just want to do my own thing. So I've kind of ignored that aspect for a long time for fear of that, right? That you just end up doing the same thing that someone else does. And then you can have a legitimate response saying, I didn't know that guy was doing that, because you clearly didn't. But anyway, one of the things I've noticed as I've been watching these motovlog stories, they should do a better job at watching who I like and, you know, who are not good, but for the most part they're pretty good. It's the conversation that you are interested in. A lot of the times it's just the scenery. Like there's a couple of guys in England I really like, because that scenery is different to me, you know, with the hedges and old buildings. I just think that's fascinating. So I'm more inclined to just watch that just because I want to see where they are versus what they're saying. But one of the things that's been absolutely driving me bonkers as of late is where people ride on the road. As you can see, I ride right here, and there's so many people that ride their motorcycles like they're a moped, and they ride over here, nearly off of the road. I mean, I've never understood that. I mean, if you want to have the respect of being on the road, like some people don't, make them pass you like a car. Don't put up with the crap of, oh, I mean, I'm speaking more maybe for bicycles, but than motorcycles, because motorcycles do go fast, but get the respect that you deserve and ride so they have to treat you like you're there. Don't give them an option to be able to just to sneak past. If they got to pass you, they got to wait, just like they have to wait for a car. Guys, you can see, sorry about that little bit of a rant, but man, that drives me crazy. We've made it. And this place is pretty cool. There's the pop machine, like that's our destination. Ride for a while, get a drink. But this is just on the middle of a intersection, just out in the country, and I love what they've done with this place. They've just painted it all crazy. It's a bait shop because this is a local thoroughfare to get over to the Mississippi. But isn't this something? Look at how long it took this guy to do this. That's pretty wild. It's the entire thing. It just keeps going and going. Yeah, the Fisherman's Inn, that was a pretty cool place. As you can see, they got the skiers there. They do a ski show every weekend. That was pretty fun, but that place closed.
I don't think COVID had anything to do with that. I think it was just time to do it. But it's just a lot of the local things to do around here. Anyway, let's do what we came for, and we'll sign off. So here we go. All right, guys. Well, this is Mike at Ace Cafe Bikes. You guys have a great rest of your week. Do apologize for missing last week, but as we've covered, that was pretty wet. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great one. Till then.